So in today's episode of Killer Takes, we'll be talking about Netflix Dahmer Monster. As creators, what should we actually care about the most when making things like these, especially if it's like real people's lives. That's in this thing. Like, do you think creators should care more about like the victims or like the audience or our own vision? Like,
their artistic
Yeah.
Artistic
expression.
yeah,
So like they've been doing this film for like 3 years of like research. They relied on like the accuracy of the data from the researchers. Like they tried all of like their efforts and everything just to be able to accurately portray the story
The story.
itself.
But like I get their determination because they were really intent on exposing the corrupt system
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because like there was, because of homophobia and racism, it led to police negligence. And there's like a scene in the film where they even used the actual 911 call, right?
Yeah, like
Which
the
we should
real call
insert.
with,
From
like,
there,
captions.
it showed how much the
Yeah.
police did not care
Yeah.
at all. They were pretty successful naman in bringing
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
goal. You even talked a while ago, oh yeah, why is the police like that? Like, oh, this is what happens when
Yeah.
when parents fight in front of their children.
Uh-huh.
Those
Yeah.
topics were able to
Yeah.
talk about these controversial issues. So good on the series for allowing us those conversations.
Yeah, that's true.
But there is a downside.
Although it gets the point across, it gets more than the point across.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
in the sense that you get too many details.
Too much.
Like again, going back to the graphic example, you get the idea that okay, like toxic family environments, and then all of that. That's what led to the issues Dahmer faced. But then it goes a step further to show exactly what he did to the victims, not during the killing, after the killing.
Let's talk about consent. Yun.
Yeah.
The question of consent. Kasi when they were like producing this film, they actually they stated in an interview that they tried to reach out to at least 20 families of the
Yeah,
victims,
victims.
and then none of them
Responded.
None of them
Responded.
explicitly said no to their permission to use the victims' information or stories in the series.
yeah, none of them said no. After that, siguro they thought na okay, we tried.
We tried everything.
Which did they?
Yeah, that's the question.
No, that's the question.
According
actually,
to them, they tried everything.
like,
And plus, based on research, they didn't really specify, but we can assume that they directly reached out to them because that's
Yeah.
that's exactly what they said in
Yeah.
all the sources
Oo.
that they personally reached out to the different
Yeah.
families.
But there was this I researched extra more like articles and then found out na parang 'di ba the only reason why it became like a controversy is because like a lot of the families like bursted out
Yeah.
after watching the film, like a film series na it was only like after it was released did they know
Yeah.
na it was like a thing.
Yeah, a lot of them also contradicted that they were all contacted also.
Oh yeah, the creators kept on like saying na, oh, we contacted like
Yeah.
20 victim, like the
Families.
families. And yet, parang there's like 4 to 5
Yeah.
families who said na, parang no, we didn't get any of those. Parang we didn't get any call or like any permission. We weren't asked for like permission to like disclose this. Kasi at the end of the day, if you think about it, this is like personal lives of them.
Yeah.
Eh.
I feel like the two opposing sides don't really have any sort of like middle ground.
I think that's worth discussing, but like who did the creators really prioritize? Like they did
Artistic, I think we should.
Yeah,
discuss that.
Okay.
because the article did mention that they had the
Awareness.
traumas of the victims in mind, but then it's not really reflected in terms of what they actually did
Yeah.
Yeah.
to push with the series, given how detailed the killings were.
And the thing is, we already mentioned a while ago, there were already Jeffrey Dahmer tapes.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
more did they want?
Yeah.
What more are you greedy? That greedy? I mean, what's wrong with Netflix?
I think there's just like a bandwagon thing. It's just becoming a trend at this point, which is a little
I
bit.
get it, more money, but then at the cost of what? Kasi like,
Yeah.
There's a difference between documentaries and biopics. Biopics are like immersive. You actually feel.
They're really dramatized.
it
Yeah,
feels
exactly.
like you're actually there.
Yeah, it's meant to like actually provoke emotions alongside like
Yeah.
informing you. And I think one of their other main intents was to inform the viewers of institutional problems, right?
Yeah.
But then, as we mentioned, the fact that we know that Dahmer killed the victims already gets that through. So if we're gonna add a lot more extra detail into that, wouldn't that be like
Too
like
much.
Excessive.
Overkill.
Bro.
yeah, like would it be exceeding that goal by that point?
Yeah.
On a serious note, Wilson, what do you think about the ethicality of like true crime, like in general? Look what they think about it.
A while ago, I remember you mentioned it's pretty much cinematic blackmail.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay. I think that starts with personalism, right? Because
Yeah.
first of all, because given that you are giving so much detail about what's supposed to be the private life of someone, and that's again private to the people who the loved ones of that person, you're basically putting that out there for everyone to see, and that invites everyone to just start wondering what happened within that family. So in that sense,
Yeah.
those families very likely don't want that out there. So in a sense, it's very similar to blackmail. You don't want that information out there. It's your
Yes.
privacy, and that's what hurts them. The fact that they don't want it out there. So obviously, in that regard, right, like it's very against the dignity of those families.
The fact that they're showing the names, it puts more attention to those
Yeah.
families, which they do not want. They don't want to be reminded of what's happened to them.
Kasi guys, imagine this. If like, diba, they used like the real names, the actual like what happened, like how it looked like the setting and
Yeah.
everything,
For
the apartment.
Yeah.
Imagine them like audience who are not that knowledgeable or parang walang common sense, kumbaga. Suddenly like swarm into those places. Like or like go to like this one victim.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
suddenly
yeah,
start
yeah.
asking like, "Oh, are you really like that person or ganon? Like how does
Yeah.
it feel?" Imagine having to if you were like the victim's
If you're like the
family.
mom
Yeah, it
or
would
the
be so
dad.
painful, like to hear, oh, like, are you from like the Dahmer series?
Yeah.
Oh my
Imagine
god.
that.
Yeah.
Like, was it
That's
true
so-
that Dahmer
Was it true?
cut up your son's body?
Yeah.
And, bruh,
Oh, we also kind of ended up talking about it a bit kanina
Yeah.
rin, where we mentioned the victims just ended up being like means to an end to like just push the story further.
To keep the plot
their
going.
only role
Yeah.
in the film was to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god, if
Yeah,
you
like
think
you
about
don't know
it,
anything
yeah.
about them. All that happens to them
Nothing
is
at all.
you just
No,
show
were
up.
no
just-
background or anything.
Yeah.
You were just at the end of it all, talagang ang focus sa killer lang. So
Exactly.
The creators said they wanted to give voices to the victims. To me, watching it felt like they felt like numbers. They
Yeah.
just felt like numbers,
Yeah.
not actual
Like,
people.
That's one
First-
way to put it.
Just
first
characters.
guy who died, second guy who died.
I don't even remember their names. All I remember is Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
That's why naturally
very
you
sad.
would really root for Dahmer first, given how much backstory he
They
had.
gave him more voice than the
Yeah.
victims.
He had so much more context compared to the
It's so
victims who just kind of just
contradict-
appeared
Yeah.
there in the scene.
If anything, if I didn't know what their intent was, I would think their intent was like, oh, okay, I understand Dahmer more, I guess.
Oh, like
Yeah.
maybe I would like
Weird.
forgive him a bit for killing 17 people,
Mm.
17 young men.
Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, then, as content creators ourselves, we have a duty to inform the people responsibly.
Always.
Yeah.
Kasi if you don't do that, then what good are you? Like to this society.
Plus, can you imagine, right? Like, in terms of like universalizability, content ethics, right? Like,
Wow.
yeah. But yeah, could you imagine again every creator just normalizing that practice, just taking your sensitive information and making that a means to forward the plot. Again, using people as a means to an end,
Yeah.
forwarding the plot.
Imagine watching 10 episodes of bodies being degraded.
Knowing
Over
that
and
those
over again.
that those bodies belong to real people.
Third
Yeah.
episode pa nga lang, ayoko naman noon.
There were like so many victims already. It was just the second episode.
Isa pa
Yeah.
yun 19 episodes ba yung film?
Ten.
10 lang. Imagine, they had to like do 10 episodes just to like voice out what?
You could have gotten the gist with just like
One.
maybe one or two.
One
But
film.
Yeah.
bruh,
Plus you could,
It's so extensive.
plus you could imagine like every victim most likely got the same treatment as they did in
Exactly.
episode 3.
We got
Yeah.
the
Having
chance.
minimal voices compared to how much Dahmer got.
Do you think it's still possible to tell stories like these, like true crime stories, without having to put out so much explicit details? Do you think there's a balance? We can find a balance there.
Yeah, I think it's possible kasi as long as you get the message across, I think it's already like obvious naman eh. Hindi yung parang katulad na nangyari sa series na sobrang dragged out niya.
They could just omit a lot of the details in that scene where they dragged on what happened to the body.
You can just like easily cut.
Could have done it in
Yeah.
moderation.
Yeah.
But then the problem was like they
Sublime.
continued pa ng sobrang tagal. May pag ano pa ng buto.
They went to that extreme pa.
Yeah. Like they could make it more discreet. Like they could like in terms of showing that they put the ashes of the body somewhere instead of showing that wide
Him.
shot where like whoosh.
Bro.
Yeah, kasi
Yeah.
there's like, if you think about it, there's already like a lot of like violent films, right? Like na hindi naman kailangan, I mean, there are gore films, but not to the point na parang sobrang tagal ng pagkakakita ng like explicit
Oo nga,
detail.
Yeah.
And then, what differs this from those gore films na parang fictional is that this is real lives.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to portray accurately.
So two extremes here would be one, not showing anything. That'll just like defeat the purpose of the genre, right? Then the other one is basically what we saw.
Showing too much.
Showing too much of it, yeah.
So they were like both extremes, no? Like they went to like showing too much.
We can't just do nothing naman because we have to put it out there. We have to get the
Yeah.
message across.
Yeah.
So I did agree with their intent naman, the creators. They wanted justice. They wanted to expose the corrupt system.
That's a good thing naman.
But the thing is, they went a step too far.
Yeah, we talked about that it's because they wanted to expose like the corrupt system, but since you did say that like, they exceeded that goal already, then maybe that's not their only intent.
Yeah.
Like I'm
They could
starting
have
to
stopped it there, right?
yeah, there's-
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like
There's like so many other ways to produce a film with that message without having to show
yeah, I feel like
too
it's
much.
their take on it also that
Like-
made it feel like that.
Even like a documentary on its own would do the job.
Yeah.
It was
Informing.
enough.
But if you think about like if you're a creator, I mean making one would be great. Pero siguro do it in a sense na parang
Do
in
it
a more
tastefully.
tastefully in a more dignified way.
Yeah, in a more
Yeah.
humane way, basically. Like consider like,
Humane way. That's
humane,
right.
yeah. Like consider if the content is actually hurting people, even if it will
Yeah.
not, produce drawbacks in terms of how you write, how you create.
The creators, and at the end of the day, they're earning so much given all of the attention that the
Yeah.
film got, and I guess they would think that they got their message across.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe they figured that the consequences wouldn't be as bad if they were
Yeah.
to push with the production of the film. So like maybe they were thinking, a couple families may be hurt emotionally, but perhaps that wouldn't really result to, for example, a whole strike against their content or like
Yeah.
a whole like series of lawsuits. So maybe they figured it was okay to push through
Yeah.
with like little things getting in their way.
Yeah, and a while ago we mentioned, diba, the memes, the Halloween
Yeah, I was
stuff.
gonna say it, yeah.
Do you think they could have done more to prevent that or discourage it?
Was that out of their control?
It's more of like it's the result of how they portrayed Dahmer in that
Parang
series.
it
by
wouldn't
making
have
him-
happened.
I feel
if,
like
ano.
some small things, some like small like reminders at the start of each episode would do
Would have
like
been
something also.
Yeah,
Na
yeah,
parang
yeah.
this isn't to like blah blah blah, but more of like don't take this as like entertainment. But it
Parang
seems
may
as though
discretion.
yeah, like some discretion, but it seems as though we just dive deep
Yeah,
they
but-
just
straight
wanted
into like
success.
immediately. Yeah,
yeah.
they really treated it more of like content, I guess.
But yeah,
Milking money out of it.
that's the harsh part. Like as much as we're concerned about the memes, the costumes, the how to say that, like people,
Sensationalizing.
yeah,
Like
like Dahmer
romanticizing.
and like what he did in the movie still succeeded. No, sorry, the series succeeded nonetheless on Netflix.
Yeah, I think
For
so.
several
was top
weeks.
one.
it remained at the top.
Despite of like the controversy that that was like there,
The complaints from the families and all of that.
it was still successful. People are like still watching it.
Exactly.
So that's just sad.
You have to take into consideration they said they wanted to
Voice out.
voice out. They wanted to bring justice.
Yeah.
So weigh that with what the families felt in the long run.
To me, I feel like I would have prioritized the families more. Because I feel like, it's not like this is the only thing we know about them, or it's not like he doesn't have documentaries and tapes and articles and all that about him. So I don't.
It's
I
not the
think-
only way to expose
Yeah,
the
it's
system.
not really the only way. And I feel like comparing the gravity of what the family is feeling, it's kind of like worse compared to like if it made people like watch it or if they gain money from it.
What about the family side? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Did they really do you think they were lacking in some way? On the side of like let's talk about like the consent nga. Like out of like the 20 families na in-approach nung creators, did you really think na all of them not
At least
responded?
Did not notice it.
No. Do you think that's really possible na hindi?
That's wild. Then there's really only like two major outcomes here. Like one, it's either the creators didn't exhaust all their options, or there were some families who straight up just didn't respond.
and that
For
would
some
have been
reason.
on them. They should have said
Yeah.
no.
So like let's assume in this case that there were families who didn't respond for some reason.
The fault's on them if they didn't respond.
That's true kasi at the end of the day, silence means
Consent.
it's not silence means no. I just found that out
Yeah.
today, guys. That's crazy.
For the creators and naman then, do you think they exhausted all?
Of their options.
Yeah.
And like trying to reach out
before
to them.
going into the legal side of it.
That's also pretty sus.
What do you think they could have done pa?
Maybe they could have like tried like going there personally to their homes and like trying to talk.
Yeah.
No, if they shut them down and they try again, like at least like 2 or 3 times. Para lang masabi na parang okay,
Like
we've
they
done
tried.
everything and they still like no
Yeah,
response.
Yeah, it shows that they really tried.
Yeah, it shows that they really tried. Like they could like have it on like recording or something.
Yeah. Then that'll really reflect that they had the victims
Oo.
in mind.
Yeah.
But after doing
Yeah.
some research, there weren't something like that.
But there's like a pattern din eh,
Nah.
that they're not putting effort into this at all. Like kanina, diba, the memes and stuff. They could have released like,
Stop doing it.
yeah, they could have discouraged them, but they didn't.
Yeah. I
mean-
Tapos in the prod naman, sa prod naman, they could have put in memory of, but they didn't.
Yes.
Something
It's like
like
an
that.
afterthought.
Here's the thing: they put more effort into doing research than actually reaching out to the victims.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Right? Like the fact that they did so much deep digging to get all that information there. It's actually
accurate.
Yeah, so that really just makes you wonder: did they really
Care.
did everything they can to
Yeah.
ask the
They
Yeah,
family?
or
really
they just
care.
didn't want to receive a no.
Yeah. Or
Right.
Okay, and we'll leave that to your thinking, guys.
also,
Like, what do you think?
yes.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
What are your thoughts?
Food for thought.
Food for thought. Whatever. Can we wrap this up, I guess?
As Irish said earlier, there's different takes on different types of genres. Like, for example, if it's true crime, you can't really apply the process of how you would do an action movie. It's definitely different. I feel like there's a lot of things you have to consider. But I feel like it's just one of the things na it could also be done right if we remember that these stories are real. As long as we, always keep in mind that it isn't fictional, like the things that happen, they're not fictional people, they're not fictional villains, these serial killers, they're also real. And they're all real people in what we're seeing. And we also remember that the families who are hurting, I feel like that's already a step forward into making true crime, like a genre that we can watch without guilt, maybe.
Yes.
Because
That's true. That's
I
true.
love that.
That's a good way to end it. So, guys, what do you guys think?
honestly, you guys can watch the show for yourselves too.
Yeah.
you
Like
know?
at the end, like ask yourselves,
Yeah.
is it ethical?
It's really up to you how you see
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, do you think it's ethical to create these kinds of stories? Content, I mean.
be responsible viewers and content creators.
Yes.
Be
Be
responsible.
humane.
Amen.
Yes.
Do everything in a dignified way.
Yeah.
Yes. So with that, this is Killer
Killer Takes.
Takes.
Where entertainment meets crime.
I keep on forgetting, but yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys. Good night.
Thank
Good night.
you.